아주 조금의 미움에서 날 남겨두고 떠나간다면 내 맘 아픈 거 मैं हूँ यहाँ तू है यहाँ मेरी बाहों में आ भी जा ओ जा रे जा दोनों जहाँ मेरी बाहों में आ भूल जा
Relations between India and the Republic of Korea for most of their independent years have been marked by a strategic disconnect. But now, with the greatest of India's living icons, Amitabh Bachchan, Rajinikanth, Shah Rukh Khan, dancing away to the tunes of Korean rapper Psy's Gangnam Style, we can safely conclude that times have indeed changed. And how? A civil nuclear energy cooperation agreement, a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, defense cooperation treaty are already in place, along with a host of other bilateral arrangements, not to forget exchange of visits at the highest levels.
Products made by South Korea's small and medium-sized enterprises will enter the home shopping TV channel in India.
Interestingly, it was the private sectors of both countries which discovered instant compatibility after a prolonged separation. And now with government support, are achieving new milestones. Korean investments in India are upwards of $2.6 billion, and Indian investments in Republic of Korea have crossed $1 billion. However, this is not to say that before this recent multi-dimensional convergence of interests, leading to a flourishing strategic, economic, defense and cultural interaction, it was as if India and Korea were unaware of each other's existence. In fact, the 60th Parachute Field Military Ambulance Unit from India not only treated half of all wounded soldiers in the Korean War, but on an average 300 civilians also each day. It was a resolution sponsored by India which led to the declaration of a ceasefire. Yet another Indian, Mr. KPS Menon, chaired the 9-member UN commission set up in 1947 for holding elections. And perhaps, most importantly, the humanitarian issues, exchange of prisoners arising out of war, were also overseen by an Indian, Lieutenant General K.S. Thimaiya, who served as chairperson of the Neutral Nations Repartition Commission. Another Indian's words not only gave solace and dignity at the time of the Japanese occupation, but also returned their self-esteem to the people of Korea. Yes, Gurudev Tagore's poem Lamp of the East is still learnt by every school student in Korea.
Rabindranath Tagore is India's great poet who wrote during the Japanese colonization that Korea will soon rise again as the lamp of the East.
To recount all of the above is not to preach to the converted, but to reiterate that there are enough moments of drama, buoyancy, facts, moments of separation and friendship in this relationship to merit a film. So even though samosas are as commonplace in Busan today as kimchi is in Delhi, there is still enough curiosity on both sides. Enough questions in search of answers. Because, quite simply, communication defines today's world. And films not only form an important part of those conversations, but also create the broader ecosystem for exchange and interaction. This proposed film, once made, will contribute uniquely to increasing understanding and cooperation amongst both nations and encourage people-to-people exchange. While the rationale and content for the film have already been defined, we propose the frame tales technique for making it, which essentially means narrating many stories within a main story. This will not only optimally profile the myriad nuances of the relationship, but also its vibrancy. We at Enable India Foundation understand relations between nations and are confident of making a film which will not just fulfill its articulated communication goals, but also meet high aesthetic and technical standards. To conclude, it is perhaps appropriate to remember that it all began millennia ago when a young girl, a princess of the royal Mishra family of Ayodhya, traveled in a boat across the seas to marry the man of her dream, King Suro of Korea, whose descendants still today visit Ayodhya annually to pay respects to their maternal ancestors. So, to rejig a popular media tagline, the relationship between India and South Korea can be explained quite simply as Rishta Wahi, Soch Nahi. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be happy to answer all further questions.